It's interesting to see his family member behind him sort of stroking his shoulder. Bates claims that it was an honest mistake. Will it hold up in court? To discuss, I'm joined by criminal defense attorney Brian Claypool. Brian, a couple of things, but let's go to the heart of this. Do you think it was wise for him to actually do this interview and present his case in the court of public opinion?
Deborah, absolutely not. I mean, that was a lethal mistake on his part, and it underscores the fact that he clearly did not belong in this police department. I mean, he had his gun, his revolver, in a completely different position than where his taser was. And when he's out there saying things like, this can happen to anyone, what message does that send to the public? He should be saying, this shouldn't happen to anyone. And this hasn't happened in other places either. I am a civil rights lawyer as well. I've been involved in a lot of officer-involved shooting cases for the last decade, Deborah. I have never heard of this happening before. And another thing, too, I think we're missing a defendant in this case. I think the sheriff in this case should be criminally prosecuted for allowing Bates to be on the police department when he's not properly trained and he's not certified to use a lethal weapon.
Well, that's also very interesting because it seems that the Sheriff's Department is trying to uncover the sources that these reporters used. At the same time, he himself, as well as his whole department, could be the focus of an investigation. Is this ethical? Is it ethical?
This is a mockery of law enforcement, Deborah, and this is not appropriate. It's unethical, and this man did not, make no mistake about it, he did not belong on the police force at all. You'd have to undergo rigorous training at the police academy to qualify as a deputy in the police department. You have to be certified annually using a firearm. You can produce any document you want. That doesn't prove it. You've got to have the people that train this guy come in and talk about that. But he should not have been on the police force.
And it's the training that prevents qualified officers from making these kinds of mistakes, from making these kinds of accidents. And it's certainly a tragedy for the family of Eric Harris, who was killed, and also for this man who thought he was trying to do good. All right, Brian Claypool, thank you.
Thanks,
and